Hello everyone. Today's episode of Wing It Motorsports Garage, we're talking about the 350Z with the 2J swap. A little update on it pretty much for this video. Not going to do too much work on it. As you can see there, 2J sitting in there. Pretty much everything's fine, or everything's working as it should be for the most part. I still got a couple of tweaks to go. I was able to drive it the other day. Finally got all the brake fittings I needed and stuff like that, and then I was able to actually test drive it for the first time, which was pretty cool. It needs a little bit more work. It had a little bit of cutting out issue and high RPM, and it kind of felt like I was driving against like a brick wall in a way. So it's probably something with the tune. It needs to be tweaked. Being in a new car, new fuel setup, that's probably what's happening. But I was able to drive it. That was pretty cool. So, anyways, here's a little kicker for people who are wanting to do brake lines. So they had a hydro e-brake setup in here, and I wanted to go back to just a stock setup for this car. So I had to buy some lines because I couldn't find the hard lines anywhere unless I went to the dealership, and that would have been just a pain in the ass. Well, this thread pitch right here, for anyone that needs to know, it's 12 by 1 millimeter, or it's 12 millimeter by 1 on the thread pitch. So it goes from that to a -4 fitting and 90 degree, and then etc. Same thread pitch over here. So you can get those off Summit. I used the Vibrant Performance part. Was able to get that all done. We used crush washers and all that stuff, so it seals up pretty good. So that solved that, because I had ordered a few different parts. They kept sending me the different ones. That said it was for this car, wasn't for this car. Be like the 10 millimeter versions of the same lines, just didn't work. So anyways, if anyone's needing that, it's 12 millimeter by 1 thread pitch. So that's just for FYI. So anyway, so where I'm at right now, the fans are hardwired in. Basically the converter box on this wire harness is not working with the car. And I'll show it to you guys. So basically, here's your AEM ECU. I haven't mounted it or anything yet. So AEM controls the engine, so standalone, and then we have this converter box. So basically, you have the engine, which comes into the box, or comes in the ECU, and then it goes into this box, which then goes into a pigtail that's up in here, which then can go to your gauges, and that will run your, tack, temp, everything like that. It should take off your TCS lights. All the ABS bullshit that comes on whenever you're doing one of these swaps. That's supposed to turn all off and work like a stock ECU. The 350Z ECU would, as it would communicate. So what's happening is it's only halfway communicating with the car. You turn the key on, it does the gauge flick like it's supposed to, but that's it, nothing else. So I'm working with Wiring Specialties right now, going emailing back and forth, trying to figure out why why it's not communicating, checking the ohms and everything other thing. It's probably going to be me sending them the box back and having them check it and see what's going on, because it's just not working properly, and I'm kind of at my wit's end with it, because it should have been one of the easiest things about this whole swap was the wire harness. It'd been different if I wired it myself and I was having issues, but come on, that's been done before. It's something they offer. It's pretty simple. It wasn't really hardcore crazy, and I've been having issues with this whole time. So hopefully we can get that settled, hopefully we can get it fixed. But in the meantime, the car is kind of drivable. There's going to be a few bugs to work out. I need to rebleed the brakes. They're a little spongy when I drove it. But over that, the BC coils felt extremely good on the road. Of course, I didn't drive that far, but you can usually tell within a mile or so, you can tell it's going to ride real good. So I'm going to get alignment and everything on that, get it inspected, get it licensed probably over the next week, and then hopefully get it all run right so I can send it down to Memphis and get my buddy Forrest to tune it, and then have this thing actually on the street and legal. So very, very, very close. Looking forward to get it done, and then we can start working on the body. I've told you guys about the new hood I found, and then the hatch. I don't know if I've mentioned it on video or not, but this is an eBay Rocket Bunny spoiler. It was about $190, and it fit very well, actually. I did a little bit of trimming on the inside where it met up to the deck lid, the hatch on this car, and you know, it felt real nice. So just, you know, just did the pop rivets on it. I didn't fill in all the holes in case I decide I want to take it back off to wrap it separately. So anyways, found a nice good bumper. And then here's the quarter panel. So I was going to do a how-to video on this, but I just really didn't feel like it. I was busy. So I don't know if you guys remember, it was all hacked up, and I mean, I don't know what they hit, but they really screwed it up. So all this was crinkled in. It was real bad, rusty looking. You know, it was all bare metal. The paint had chipped off. Well, I drill holes on I use an old school dent puller, and I got a lot of it. Some of it was starting to pull out, but it was so crinkled, it was just really bad. So what I did was I cut it here, relief cut, and I literally just cut a rectangle out and hammered it back out straight on the car. That way then all this was relieved, so I could actually pull it back out with a hammer and some wood just to get it out so it met up with the bumper. It's obviously not perfect, but it's to a point now where, you know, I could body work it out if I feel like it, or I may just still put wide body over fenders over it. But now those will fit up the way they're supposed to. So, you know, we'll see. It's just kind of, you know, I put in prime just so like I said outside. I'm not really worried about it right now. That's just a later date thing. I mean, hell, I might just pull the whole quarter off and swap it to a new fresh quarter that's never been messed up, you know, off maybe a parts core, or even buy one online. I don't know yet. So that being said, screw that. Not working on body stuff. I'm, you know, function over form. So anyways, that's kind of a wrap. You know, just one of the last video, click on the video, show you guys what's up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. We're gonna be messing with the RB car again shortly. I want to try to get this where I actually drive it, but at the same time, I have about 4 weeks ready. 4 weeks till the first road course event in St. Louis. Drift STL is hosting that, and I gotta get the RB car looking real sharp for it. It only needs a couple things. I need to mount the body kit, vinyl wrap it, and then build a bash bar for the front to hold the bumper on. And then just a couple little tweaks to it. It should be good to go. So anyways, look forward to make some more videos. Hopefully we get this on the road and do like a badass burnout video or something with it. So hopefully get this thing done. I hope you guys stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.